Hello everyone. In this session, we'll be learning about the physiology of vision. The topics we'll be covering today are: firstly, we'll learn about phototransduction. What is phototransduction and what are the changes involved in phototransduction? That is your photochemical and your electrical changes. After that, we'll discuss about the processing and transmission of visual impulse. In the next session, we'll learn about the visual perception. So let us begin today's discussion with phototransduction. Now, what does the word phototransduction mean? I'll split it into two words. Photo means light and transduction means conversion. So phototransduction simply means conversion of light energy into nerve impulse, that is your electrical energy. Now, how does this happen? Whenever light falls upon the retina, certain photochemical changes occur which trigger a cascade of biochemical reactions, and thus it will result in generation of electrical changes. Now, where does this photochemical changes occur? Exactly at your photoreceptors. So the rods and cones are your photoreceptors, and when light falls upon your retina, which are the rods and cone cells, the pigments present in these cells, that is the rhodopsin pigment which is present in rods, it will absorb light. After that, it will trigger a cascade of biochemical reactions, and these biochemical reactions will ultimately generate a receptor potential, a photoreceptor potential, that is your electrical energy form. After that, this electrical energy, it will be transmitted to the bipolar cells, then it will be transmitted to the ganglionic cells, and after the ganglionic cells via the axons of the ganglionic cells, that forms your optic nerve. Through the optic nerve, this electrical impulse will be transmitted to the lateral geniculate body, which will finally transmit it to the visual cortex. So this is just a basic overview of what is phototransduction, conversion of light energy into nerve impulse. Now let us learn individually what are the changes involved in phototransduction. These are your photochemical changes and the electrochemical changes. Now before I start with these changes, let me give you a basic overview about the photoreceptors. So as I mentioned that your photoreceptors are your rods and the cones. So rods are responsible for black and white vision, that is your dim light or your dark vision, and cones are responsible for color vision or light vision. But rods are more in number. Around 120 million rods are present, 120 million, whereas only 6 million, this is just an approximate number, okay? So only 6 million cones are present. Both of these cells consist of a pigment. Rods contain rhodopsin, whereas cones contain iodopsin. This is the pigment of cones. Fine. But generally, the cycle which is performed and the changes which are involved in the rods are more betterly understood. And that's why in this session also we'll be discussing about the rhodopsin cycle only. Now, coming to rhodopsin, which is the pigment of the rods, so it is a chromoprotein which is composed of 11 cis retinal, and opsin protein. So it is a chromoprotein. So 11 cis retinal, this one is your chromophore, and opsin is your protein part. Fine. That means rhodopsin, the color wala part, it will be given by chromophore, that is your 11 cis retinal, and the light absorption function is done by this thing, chromophore. Fine. So 11 cis retinal, it will absorb the light, and the protein part is known as opsin, and rhodopsin is also known as visual purple. Okay. So this was something about the basics of rhodopsin. Now let us move on to the rhodopsin cycle. Now the steps involved in the photochemical changes are bleaching of rhodopsin, regeneration of rhodopsin, and visual cycle. Now come to the cycle on the left hand side. what happens firstly, when light falls on the retina, the rhodopsin inside the rods, it will absorb the light energy. It will consist of firstly 11 cis retinal and plus opsin. Okay, so it will absorb the light energy and it will go a series of changes, biochemical changes, to form various intermediates. That is your beta-rhodopsin, lumirhodopsin, your meta-rhodopsin, and your meta-rhodopsin 2. The meta-rhodopsin 2, it will finally convert your 11 cis retinal into, it will be finally converted into 11 cis retinal, and opsin will be separated. Now this particular step is known as photodecomposition, from where all trans retinal is separated from the opsin protein. And opsin, then this protein is known as the scotopsin. Scoto means dark. So this particular pigment is known as scotopsin. Fine. So let us study what is bleaching of rhodopsin. Now we'll discuss each step briefly. Fine. So bleaching of rhodopsin. First thing is absorption of light by chromophore. So when just look at my arrow. So first thing is absorption of light by chromophore, that is your 11 cis retinal. Then biochemical changes occur in this pigment. After that, rhodopsin loses color. So due to various biochemical changes which are occurring, the rhodopsin will lose its color. And this particular step or process is known as bleaching of rhodopsin. This is known as bleaching of rhodopsin. So bleaching occurs when light is absorbed by the chromophore. After that, the 11 cis retinal, it will be converted into the all trans retinal plus opsin. So this is known as isomerization. The cis form is being converted into the trans form. So this step is known as isomerization. And finally, the all trans retinal, it will be separated from the opsin. And this is known as photodecomposition. I hope it's clear with all of you. So this was bleaching of rhodopsin. Then after that, once all trans retinal and opsin is separated, this rhodopsin can be regenerated. How? The all trans retinal can be further converted into all trans retinol, that is your vitamin A, and this happens in the liver. Okay, so the retinal is converted into retinol, and this all trans retinol can be again converted into 11 cis retinol by isomerase enzyme, and similarly the all trans retinal can be converted into 11 cis retinal in the eye itself. So do you see the regeneration of rhodopsin? It can be occurring even in the absence of light. It is not necessary that light must be present, but for bleaching, light is required. But for regeneration, light is not necessary. Now, once this 11 cis retinal is formed, again the opsin or the scotopsin will bind and again it will form the rhodopsin. So that is why this process is known as regeneration, because the rhodopsin again it is being formed from the opsin that was released and from the 11 cis retinal that is formed. So these were the two main steps, that is bleaching of rhodopsin, which occurs in the presence of light, and next is regeneration of rhodopsin. Lastly comes your visual cycle. What is this visual cycle? It is an equilibrium between the photodecomposition and regeneration of visual pigments. So once this 11 cis retinal, it is being decomposed to form all trans retinal. So there is an equilibrium. There will be an equilibrium maintained between its conversion and its regeneration. So this is what your visual cycle, that is your Wahl's visual cycle is. Now coming to the electrochemical changes, so as you saw that various biochemical changes are occurring here, fine. So this will lead to generation of a receptor potential, and further this receptor potential will be processed to form an electrical impulse which will be delivered via the visual pathway to the visual cortex. So this was about the phototransduction. So this is a simplified visual cycle, that is your Wahl's visual cycle. If you can see, first is your rhodopsin. When light comes here, the light energy, it is converted into electrical energy. Firstly, light energy will come, then the all trans retinal will be formed from the 11 cis retinal. This all trans retinal will be separated from the opsin. This is known as photo decomposition. Again, this all trans retinal will be converted into 11 cis retinal via isomerase enzyme, and this opsin again it will unite with the retinal to form the rhodopsin. So this is your Wahl's visual cycle. Then coming to the processing and transmission of visual impulse. So how is it done? So once the receptor potential is generated in your rods and cones, it is transmitted to the ganglionic cells via electrotonic conduction. Now what do you mean by electrotonic? Electrotonic means devoid of action potential. So an action potential is not generated, but the receptor potential is transmitted ahead to the ganglionic cells via direct flow of electric current. But from the ganglionic cells, the same receptor potential or the same electric current, it is transferred to the LGB by generation of an action potential. So this is how the transmission of visual impulse takes place.